For more on the former Liberation Movement Summit, I'm joined now by SABC News reporter Kailihle Khumalo, who is tracking that story from Ekurhuleni. Good afternoon to you, Kaya. I see just from your own backdrop there, the political parties with a deep sense of history in the Southern African region, your ZANU-PF, FRELIMO, SWAPO, and others. Tell me what this gathering is about and who is gathered there. It was billed as being more significant than the previous one, Liberation Movement Summit that had been held, in that there will be participation at the highest level at this one.
Well, certainly, Tula Caesar, it is a very significant moment for these liberation movements. Essentially, it's all about taking stock, looking at the role that they played in their countries for liberation. But the main issue here is around economic development. As you know, that these countries, politically, they are free. But when it comes to the economic challenges, that's a most pressing issue, but also issues around the youth unemployment as well, issues around gender parity as well. So for Namibia, for example, I think when we spoke to the ANC's first Deputy Secretary General, Sophie Mokoena, she said, look, Namibia remains a shining example. We saw a female leader emerging from SWAPO. But another very critical issue here, Tula Caesar, will be around the electoral decline in some instances for these parties. So they're trying to reconnect with the electorate. But Tula Caesar, quite a number of countries are also well represented here. Western Sahara is here as well, and their Foreign Affairs Minister, Bayset, joins us now. So, Minister, thank you so much, and welcome to SABC News. Maybe just first of all, we know that with Western Sahara, you're still occupied, and recently we saw our former President, Jacob Zuma, in Morocco, supporting that semi-autonomous plan for Western Sahara. What has been the view in light of these developments?
Well, I will not comment on Jacob Zuma's visit, but I will certainly comment on the semi-autonomous proposal of Morocco. Proposal of Morocco is a sort of internal autonomy. It's less than the Bantustan. You know, the apartheid have presented those plan of self-rule and autonomy, which they call them Bantustan. Well, the Bantustans of apartheid, actually they have a diplomacy and they have a defense force. The Bantustan Morocco is offering for the Western Sahara is worse. It doesn't have none. Neither defense force nor diplomacy. It's mainly a 3 pages proposal, which is vague on all the issues, and it's a contradiction with the international legality. And they don't want it to be submitted to a popular vote, where the Sahrawis accept it or refuse it. And that's the main problem. It's democratic credibility, it's legal viability, and it's also moral obligation to defend freedom of the people. We in Western Sahara have a counter plan, where we give the Sahrawis the choice to choose between simple integration in Morocco or being semi-autonomous like the Morocco one, or being an independent state. But Morocco doesn't want to cooperate with the United Nations to do a genuine referendum of self-determination that give the people the right to choose freely and democratically what they think it's correct for the future of their country.
Minister, obviously you are part of these discussions. Are you hoping to find any inspiration from these liberation movements? You know that Polisario works closely with the ANC and so many of these parties. Are you just trying to get how also they were able to get independence?
Definitely, you know, we are in contact and permanent relation with ANC, with MPLA, with FRELIMO, with ZANU-PF, with SWAPO. These are our comrades of arms. For many, many years we have been together, but also with FLN of Algeria and with PAIGC in Guinea-Bissau and many other progressive forces in the continent. This is same parties that between them common issues. We share whatever resources we have, but also we share our expertise, our tradition, our tactics, what we deal with international legality, what deal with enemy forces, what deal with the internal challenges, what deal with our own formation of our cadres and shaping our socio-economic plans. It's a source of inspiration. ANC and SWAPO and ZANU, these have done a great job. Also FLN in Algeria, they have been in one of the most difficult situations ever faced by liberation movement because of the might of France and its link to the NATO. But they won. You know, the South Africans used to say, we shall overcome. We are very 100% confident that we will win this phase of struggle, then we'll enter in the second phase, which is the socio-economic development and the prosperity of our continent and of our country.
Minister, before I let you go, what can be done so that Western Sahara can be free? Because essentially now it's still a last remaining colonized country. We know that from the days of OAU to the AU, it's been a primary mission to decolonize. What can be done in terms of really seeing that moment?
It's the pressure. Apartheid, if it wasn't sanctions, economic sanctions, sport sanctions, commercial sanctions, they will never give up their grip on the resources of South Africa. No conflict is about greed and about resources. Morocco will never give up its grip and its domination and its brutal military occupation of our country unless there is sanctions. And strong countries, Sahrawis are struggling, military struggle, political struggle, we are taking them to courts everywhere. But we need the people. We need a mass movement in the streets. We need demonstrations in front of their missions. They need to understand they cannot get away with it. They cannot be forgotten, and people are watching them. And this issue must be finished once and for all. And I'm sure we will be there.
Minister Bison, thank you so much indeed. Of course, Tula Caesar, that's Western Sahara's Foreign Affairs Minister. So quite a number of countries are really well represented here, from Latin America to Asian countries. They're right here in Kempton Park. So it's all about really just focusing as well on very pressing issues, Tula Caesar, especially in a very harsh geopolitical environment with the tariffs coming from the US. We know that the 1st of August is quite looming, so there's a great deal of anxiety across the world. So with that, back to you in studio.
Thank you for that, Kaya. That's Kailihle Khumalo out in Kempton Park and tracking that story of former liberation movements that are gathering there and meeting and just having discussions about issues of concern among them, especially in these times, geopolitical times.